Shalom everybody, shalom everybody. It's Leon the Servant back here with another video on this Yah blessed day. And actually this is a recap from some of the conversations that I had on Ralo on the 7th Talk about building business. And the Power Circle was there. You had myself, Divinely, Cool Gents, and Ralo himself, the host. And I just wanted to highlight some of those clips that some of you were unaware of some of the transformative conversations that we had. So enjoy.
Deuteronomy 12. Well, Deuteronomy 12 or Deuteronomy 15?
Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 12 to 18.
All right, cool. I'm in the right one. All right, verse 12. And it reads, "And thy brother, a Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years. Then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee.
Right,
And when thou..."
because before you continue, basically what that means is it's just similar to Exodus 21, precept upon precept. So basically, you're supposed to work for a particular brother or a particular lady that is in charge while the man is not home. The wife, reserve everything when the man goes out and do his thing. And so she helps the man, make sure everything's good. So we're not supposed to be working for nobody past 6 years. And on the 7th year, you're supposed to go free. Continue.
All right. And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty.
Thou shalt not let him go away empty. See, a lot of companies, when you work for them so long, you have nothing to show for it. Read that again.
And when thou sendest him out, let me take it from the top. And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty.
Thou shalt not let him go away empty. Go ahead, continue.
Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress, of that wherewith Yah, or the Lord, thy God, have blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him.
Thou shalt give unto him. Don't hold nothing. Don't keep nothing. Whatever he worked for, give it to him, and plenty more, because the Lord will deal with you if you don't do it the right way. See, a lot of these places, and some of you people that hire your own people, you mistreat them, and you're going to be dealing with the Lord's going to deal with you for that. Go ahead, continue.
And it reads, "And thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in the land of Egypt."
Remember,
And
you was a slave. So now, how you now putting more persecution on your people? See, a lot of people, they get out of certain situations and they want to do the same thing they taskmasters do. You got a lot of brothers and sisters doing that right now.
absolutely.
And read that again, because you're not supposed to do that. Read that
And
part
thou,
again, brother.
yep. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt, and the Lord thy God redeemed thee. Therefore I command thee this day, or this thing today. And just a precept that aren't you not your brother's keeper? I mean, doesn't in Matthew 25, verse 31, it reads this: "When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit up upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I am hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came on to me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? And he says this: When saw we thy stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison, and came unto thee. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. You know?
Go ahead, continue that other one in Deuteronomy. That's very true.
All right. Verse 16 in Deuteronomy chapter 15. It reads, And it shall be, if he said unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loved thee in thy house, because he is well with thee, then shalt thou take an awl and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever. And also unto thy maidservant thou shalt do likewise.
Basically, some of you don't want to let go, and you will be a servant forever. A lot of you don't want to let go of these places. You've been overdue. Now there's companies that's telling you 5 years and you out. They're getting that from the scriptures. Some of these companies is getting it from the scriptures. They get tired of you after 5 years. They get sick of seeing you. You're doing the same thing. Even if you move up in certain positions, after 5 years, they are tired of you. You should be having your own thing. They're supposed to make sure you're good when you leave out. Now it's coming to a time that some of you going to be serving these people forever. Read on.
And it reads, verse 18, It shall not seem hard unto thee when thou sendest him away from thee, when thou sendest him away
It
free
shall
from thee.
not be hard. Read that part again. It shall not be what?
It shall not seem hard unto thee when thou sendest him away free from thee.
It should
For,
not be hard. Go ahead.
for he hath been worth a double hired servant to thee, and serving thee 6 years. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all that thou doest.
Some of y'all been spending fallaciously on things that's not needed. And that's why many of you go back and stay forever. Let me tell you what a company told me. When I stood there for a year and a half, I've done so much that they had to let me go because I was on my way of traveling so much with the little I had that they was going to have to pay me more to keep me, and they couldn't afford me. And that was the Lord letting me know it's time to have your own thing. It's going to take time. You already did your years. You already did your time. You're not going back to these places because then you're going to be serving them forever. How are you going to enjoy your life? How is your lady going to enjoy her life? How's your children going to enjoy your presence? Do you know that other nations of men spend more time with their family and their children more than the head tribe, Judah?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When your lady and your children see you not that much, and you giving your time to the company, not only the company owns you, he owns your family. And it makes it harder for you to develop, to grow, and to build around your people. When I look at YouTube, it's a business. It's a serious business. We do the Lord's work, but it's a business. And a lot of y'all don't realize how much effort and time these brothers put in. Time is everything. And you got to make sure you take care of your brothers from time to time. You got to make sure your family is taken care of time to time. However, how many of you see your brothers could be consistently doing something on YouTube? When you watch these other nations, every day they on live. Whether they get support or not, they on live. It's less of us on live and more of them on live. You know why? Because they put their money together, they make things happen, which we are going to do, of course, What I'm saying is they doing it more consistently. And that's why you see less and less people not watching what they need to watch because they see the numbers over there is growing. So if you start getting access to certain people, those are the people you want to connect with because they may know somebody inside for you to get a jump start. And then after a year or two, you should be having enough on the side to do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to see anything once you serve them forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
Definitely.
It's not good at all. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
It kind of reminds me like when I was an apprentice for a national union for electricians, right? And you're apprentice for 4 years, right? They go through schooling, you're working right under them for that certain amount of time. And then after that, you're kind of the best way for me to explain how the system works in that union was that you're like a temp agency and you're like loaned out to different other companies and you work under them. But essentially, after you have that 4 years of understanding, and that 4 years, now you have your foundation because now you get your certificate. You can go to anywhere in the states, and you can start your own business if you wanted to. You can get your master's, all that stuff. That's what you're supposed to be building up for. I mean, if you're going to be under someone, make sure that it's able to help you further in your progress and either in your own business or be able to be like an investor to other businesses that you see that are flourishing. So you're like a private investor and you stay on the back line while you're able to actually enjoy the things of the fruits of your labor. You know, just like in farming, there's a time for sowing and there's a time for reaping. But we get really caught up in just this constant sowing phase, right? And then we let the seasons pass for when it was time to reap. We let the seasons pass when it was time to build those networking. We let the seasons pass when we should have invested in ourselves. We let the seasons pass when we saw the sell that was on that merchandise that we needed to move in our own. Or we let the season pass when your job was offering this free service for you to gain some other understanding that you can take and you can move. If you're going to be working for any job, you should be understanding that job. You should understand the logistics of that job, the analytics, and be able to take that and impart that knowledge as you move forward. Because guess what? They're going to take you, use you, abuse you, and then toss you away, right? So you might as well, if that's how it's going to be, take everything you can from them legally, right? Take all the knowledge and use that and use it as leverage. A lot of these jobs don't want to hire you because you don't have experience, right? So that means that 9 times out of 10, we have to go to a lower job, which the whole experience versus education thing, that's a whole nother scheme to stop people from actually aspiring to do what they want to do. If you really think about it and you really look at it. But while we're in those positions, we need to be using them to leverage ourselves further. A lot of us are very stationary plantation thought process. An aspect that we're here and it's good, so we're
Say
going to
that
keep on
again.
staying.
Say that
A,
again before you continue.
a lot of us are stationary and have a plantation type of mindset, whereas we're here and it's going to keep on going. They're treating us right, so it's going to be all right. But that's not how it's meant to operate. That's not who we're meant to be. I mean, it's fine if you gain a level and an aspect that you own a portion of whatever you're doing, but to always be the tail and not be the head in anything that you are actually an expertise, a master in, or you have a lot of knowledge in that field, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because as soon as that business implodes, or as soon as they see that you're not worthy to hold on to, they're going to toss you away. And with that, I yield.
If you get into that field and you do it for a month, you could take a little bit of time. You on your own schedule. It's time. I mean, until you get other things situated, that's one of the ways. Use your car to make money. Because I've seen a lot of Latinos using their car to make money. Some of them is renting out their vehicles. Some of them is renting out their electric bikes. So what I'm saying to y'all, if y'all want to do it, it's your decision. You can actually rent out your vehicle at a certain price, everything's good, and it passed the test, you could make some money, man, chilling
Most definitely.
and
You
doing
know,
your purpose with the Most High, and get other things gatherized, man. Look, when I had 2 vehicles, I was renting out the Toyota 2018. I was getting money coming in because people love that car. Business, man. So, what are you seeing in 2022 so far with the building and the relationship so far this year?
Man, basically starting from literally ground zero, not having the PPP loan to get my business off the ground, building relationships as far as connections, with my brothers, with my family, saying, hey, I got this idea in mind, but am I going to go work a 9 to 5 that's going to sap the energy from me, that when I get back from that, I can't work my business? Or do I have people around me that say, hey, I see the vision. Here you go. I'm going to invest into you. And to say, man, all praises, all honor, all glory to the Most High for making sure that I got a community around me that see the vision, that's willing to invest. So, I'm able to create. And with that being said, it's like we should have banks that's for us. Because I went to the bank. I said, hold on, I got a business. I'm trying to work for myself. I'm not trying to work for anybody else. How did they get their business off the ground? When you look at other individuals and how they operate McDonald's, how do these buildings just pop up? People don't just walk in the door with $100,000. No, they go to the bank and show them the business plan. And they say, yeah, we need this. This is how much money we're going to make. This is what, you're investing into. They say, I did the same thing as a brother in the faith. They looked at me and laughed and said, go find a grant. So just being able to build those relationships, just being able to build those connections where we as the people, Newbury, I think he had a live stream earlier where he was talking about it. We need to start buying and selling from each other. And once you get that power back in our hands, I'm connected with a brother over here in Chicago where he has his own radio station, and he kind of he uses his platform to promote quote unquote Black businesses. And so when you have individuals who are trying to see us in a greater light because we're spending money outside of our nationality. When I'm over here walking through the streets of Chicago, every beauty supply store, these people working behind the counters do not look like us. And then it's like we're giving our money away. We're giving our power away. We're giving our ability to choose basically what we can financially do in this life. And man, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, But to say that God, all praises, all honor to the Most High, he surrounds me with a community of individuals who believe and who invest in me, not just financially, but pour into me with the encouragement, with the motivation to keep going. Because you look at some people and you say, hold on, why are you trying to start your own business? We look at each other as Black individuals and say, hold on, why you ain't trying to work no job like us? But when you go through the grocery store, you see all these different brands of bread. But do we own these factories that's making these brands of bread that we buy every day? Do we own these factories that's making peanut butter? It's so many different kinds of peanut butter, but who can we say that we're really spending our money with? And why, when we get involved in business, our people kind of shy away from us because it's looked at as shisty or as a scam. But we just really need to really change our relationships, change the way we communicate. And yeah, the compromise is real, where if you don't do a certain thing for a certain individual, they're not going to invest in you. So it's like just holding on to my integrity and my message and my business, which is faith and desire, faith that anything's possible, desire to be extraordinary, dreams do come true. I just want to be a pure example of knowing that we can start a business from the ground up and have support, not from banks, but from the real community, the real true people, real house of Israel, where we can build something up and have a stake in our finances and how we move in this life and what we put our finances behind. So, man, Hey, Ralo, I could talk on and on this topic, brother.
Hey, you're doing great, man, because you've been doing this for a long time. You speaking it so fluently, and you know the ins and outs. So let me ask you this: why you think most brothers is scared to make the sacrifice? Like I was saying earlier, I'm renting a vehicle, I'm doing the deliveries, I'm doing other things besides doing deliveries just to get through the day. And I know I got to put into the car, the gas, pay the people, pay the insurance. You don't see nothing right away. And it's like most people think they should get it right away when it takes time. Everything takes time.
To back up some of the things that Divinely was even touching on with buying and selling amongst ourselves. Just some powerful scriptures that Newbury brung out, and also another scripture to go along hand with that. Leviticus 25:14 reads this: "And if thou shalt aught unto thy neighbor, or buyest out of thy neighbor's hand, ye shall not oppress one another." And that scripture is saying, man, when we do business with each other, that customer service has to be top notch, because guess what? Those are your customers. The same people that's in your community, those are the same people buying your merchandise. And guess what? If you don't treat them right, they ain't going to buy from you. Point blank, period. So that way you check yourself, and you can't oppress the people who's coming into your business and dealing with your merchandise. You give them the utmost respect, right?
So,
And I wanted to also touch on to the factor that this is also a curse that we have to overcome. In Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54, it reads this: "So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate," means a man who has fond feelings for his community. He wants his brothers to do well. He wants them to shine. It reads this: "His eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave." Speaks about exactly the predicament that we find ourselves in when, hey, we don't look at each other to see if we're going to build because we have this evil in our eye. We have jealousy, we have envy. We want to tear down the light that we see inside of them, right? And because we're not doing business amongst ourselves, this is another reason why we just oppress each other. Like, why can't you go to the same job that I'm working? Right? Because 9 times out of 10, one brother sees another brother, maybe on the surface, he might say shalom or greetings, king, grand rising. But if it goes any deeper than that, it's contention. There's strife. And out of the 6 things that are abominable, the 7th one, the Lord hates, and that's discourse amongst brethren. And I can bring up that script if you guys want me to. That's in Proverbs. But I just wanted to add those scriptures just to magnify the things that Brother Divine Lee brung in.
I know that's powerful right there. And to be honest, I feel like we just have to start.
Hey, Leon got servant. Put your Instagram. Put your Cash App in the chat, because I'm gonna put it on the thing.
No problem, Mark.
We definitely have to start rebuilding.
Now, if you guys enjoyed that, you guys found some of those things that was put in this video as informative and helpful, then go into the description box where the link is for the rest of the video and check it out for yourself. A lot of edifying scripture, but also probable and actionable things to do so that you guys can start building the way you see fit. Whether that's your own entrepreneurial endeavors or just making extra money on the side, or keeping the house in order in certain orders, because even family is a business in the aspect that the people that you work with day in and day out, if they don't have your best interest, they're not going to help push you further. And you want your family to be set well and set apart. You want to be able to have a legacy, even if that legacy is just being a righteous family that's been handed down from generation to generation with good character, has a strong, sturdy name, a great reputation. So I hope that you found this video informative and transformative, right? That this was spiritual edification with physical application. Shalom and peace.